Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Crypto Technical Analysis, episode 17. My name is Adam. I'm your host, and today we're going to go into just a summary as of yesterday, where we added. Let's see. Let's take a look at the simulator. We fixed it to have both charts smushed together, but we have this scrolling a little bit here, and it's not fit to the one screen. So what we're going to do is we're going to update that to fit to the one screen and remove any of the scrolling, because it has some clipping. We don't want to clip that. So let's take a look at that. Alright, so what we were looking at last time, I believe, is part of our activity. We updated the padding based off of the size, and I think it was because we added the padding and it seemed to be what we want, so we don't cut off our menu header view. But I think this is causing our swipe to refresh layout to be the wrong size. So we might have to either adjust that size to be a little bit smaller. At one point in time we had, I don't remember if it was swipe to refresh layout, they had some constraints. Might have had a constraint where, yeah, I'm not sure, but we can look at where we update our chart sizes. I think somewhere in, I'm not sure if this is the overlay adapter for our menu right here, menu bars. So maybe it's on the chart list adapter. Alright, so in here we have somewhere we have our size, calculate ratio chart sizes. So it's up here. We need to recreate our sizes. Actually, our bar chart view, we try to get the minimum height based off of the parent height, which is our recycler view. We really need to update its size. So all charts recycler view. So let's look on the good old Google for programmatically set swipe to refresh view height Android. No, not that. Maybe we just want to see programmatically set the view height. Okay. So let's try something like that. So here we want swipe to refresh layout dot put layout params equals, what's going on? It froze on me. var params equals layout params like this. And then we want to set params like this, but we also want to update the height. Params.height equals params.height minus the height, this height. Menu view or height. So let's try that. See if that does anything. The idea is to make it so that it's not scrollable at all, the swipe to refresh layout. So we take its height and we subtract it based off of the menu view height. Maybe it's possible we don't even need to set a padding. We'll see. If this works, maybe it's possible there's extra space on the bottom. Another thing I want to look at is removing the activity bar at the top. While that's loading, Android remove activity app bar top. Title app bar, there we go. Okay, no title bar, so theme, no title bar, compact light, no action bar. So it's probably request window feature. Oh, good. Set flags, full screen. Alright, so it's running. Yeah, that didn't look like it'd do anything that we wanted it to. We are going to stop that. So that definitely was not what we wanted. We'll delete that. And we also can look at the main activity XML and see if there's themes or something. There was something we could probably change. Support action bar hide application. Wonder if this is in our main Android manifest. Parent. Nope. That's not in there. Style app theme. Maybe what if I add a Steam, an application. Oh, it's right there. Style. Base theme, app compact. Try that. Yeah, let's try that. Build it. I know I'm getting a little distracted here. We remove that layout thing right there. So we had this kind of working at one point in time. Maybe it's not the swipe to refresh layout that we want to set padding. It's maybe the recycler view, actually. Okay, that removed that app title. Oh, it didn't work. It just changed the color. Nope, not dialogue. App compact. No title bar. Theme compact light, no action bar. There's a definition of the styles, maybe I can look at. Styles. Oh, here we go, styles. And we'll undo our app theme. No action bar. There we go. Bam. That's what we want. So that's what this links to, the styles, and then the styles is where we have our definition. Yeah, so like to refresh might not be the one. We want to do the recycler view, so that's all charts recycler. Oh, there we go. Nice. That's removed. So all the charts recycler view. So let's update that. What's going on here? There's an error somewhere. Text view. Yeah, it might go away. Yeah, that was funny. Alright, so here we go. We want, was it all charts recycler view. All charts recycler view. There we go. And let's run that. So our to-do class, we can remove this. What's called activity bar? No, action bar. Action bar. And this is now marked done. 5/15/2018. Alright. It still scrolls. I wonder if we change this, if that fixes the scrolling. Nope. Still scrolls. So the bottom, this is maybe 25. Recycler view. Let's try that and see if it does anything. Got to figure out which one was that we had it to work with, not programmatically. So the idea is to, so if this changes the size, the bottom menu header view changes in size, we don't have to change it in the XML. So it's definitely not the all charts recycler view. I can remove that. Maybe it's the let's swipe to refresh layout. I'm going to remove this extra padding because it seemed like that's kind of what we wanted. But it's almost like even if we did that, it will still, it's kind of like a fake work because it still will have that moves. Oh no. It doesn't move at all. And that looks exactly what we want. So the padding is what we want on the swipe to refresh the circular view. But how do we do it in a way where we run our because I think there's a timing issue here where we can't add in the padding until after we know the height, and after we know the height is when we've already allocated the height from our creating charts type of thing, I believe. What if we did do our setting that swipe to refresh layout, we added the padding all around, and then part of our here parent height. I don't think we can access the menu from here, like menu header view. We can add in like the menu header view height here of our menu. So data dot where is it? So we're gonna save this off and data dot menu header view height, And then we're going to see if this operator calls dot qualified. Okay, there we go. Let's try that. So the idea behind this is we subtract the height of the menu header, because at the time the size is not exactly what we want. Let's also print this out. Menu header height. Oh, hello, Zoe. My dog is upstairs because it was thundering outside and she doesn't like the thunder. So we're gonna look for menu header view height. Menu view header height is 0. I mean, programmatically it's it's not calculated. It's just manually set, and maybe that's okay. Yeah. It's just a strange timing issue. I'll just have to know, like, keep track of this is used for making sure that it doesn't go over our menu. That's okay. Alright, so what I'm going to do is delete these things, because this doesn't really do any. I don't think this is necessary. Let me comment these out. And probably delete that. That was in the chart list adapter. We can delete this, delete that. We'll see if this doesn't, if this did something, then I'll leave it in, but if not, then I'm just going to remove it, because it really didn't do anything, at least from what I can tell. Yeah. Alright, so I'm going to delete this, and we can call our item fixing the bottom clipping menu bar. It didn't really do, it's not calculated, but that's okay. We can just call it done. 5/15/2018. Alright, so the next thing on the list, yeah, looking at the app now, it's super nice. These bars smushed together, it's great actually. I'm loving it. I am loving it. You can, it just looks super slick. You know, one thing I had an idea is when we change this to like one day, the date really, it doesn't have the year. I don't know if it's quite necessary or it's overkill, but it could be potentially, maybe when it's like 12 hours, does that go into the previous year? Yeah, 12 years, or 12 hours, 6 hours, does that go into previous year? April, March, February, January. No, I don't think so. So maybe part of the 12, 1, 3, 1 day. To do enhancement. Add year to date label for 12-hour, 1 day, 3 day, 1 week periods. This is something I can probably knock out real quick, so let's try it out. So we go to our x-axis format, multi-line render, and this line size is greater than more or less x-axis. Time string. And time year. How do we do this? We have format date month. Month date time. So we have a special format month date time. And you can maybe copy this and do month date year time. Format month date year time. Month string. Maybe here is where we're at our like year or something like that. Plus current tick dot beginning time dot year. Cool. And then we change this to for 12-hour, 3 day, 1 week. So it's not going to be a 3-liner, it's just going to be 2-line, just adding in the year. Maybe even have that for everyone. I don't know if it's, yeah, probably not necessary. Just take a look at what it does, what it looks like. Once it's loaded, we'll change it to 12 hour. Okay, yeah, it's not too bad. Just a tad smushed. But that's okay. I think that we kind of can get it at. So, alright, we can call that one done. That was super easy. Done. 5/15. Whoops. 2018. Alright, so the next thing is adding indicators, and then also adding overlay version 2.0, and then adding tabs. You know, one thing I didn't bring my phone, it's downstairs. I was gonna say, one thing I wanted to try is to do some testing on the phone. I tried it out yesterday and it looked really nice. The only thing was our part of the simulator. I had this full screen on the whole time. That stinks. Part of the simulator, when I opened it up, it closed itself like basically when I clicked it, automatically closed itself. So I didn't really know what that was all about. Oh, that was kind of strange. You saw that. Adding the volume bars. Maybe it was just the original thing. Adding volume bars to it. Huh. I don't know. Not sure what that was all about. Yeah, so for some reason the overlays would just not really, it would close itself, so I really didn't know what that was all about. So the next thing, so I only have maybe another 20 more minutes. I don't really want to attempt the second version of the overlays just because I think it will take a little while. Maybe I'll add in an indicator and see what happens there. So let's see if we can. I like to look at, so add in the full screen. I like to look at, there's a really nice thing called trading view, and I want to look at some of the indicators they have. And which one is this? The indicators? Yeah. And we want to look at, I think a rune might be something that, so what we have to see, what we see here is in the MACD, and that also has like something else. It looks like volume or something, I don't know. So when we compare these, it adds another item to the charts. And so that's one thing that I added. Part of here's our volume bars, right? It has another chart, and that's something that we're going to have to do is once we add another item like a volume bar, it has to expand our charts up. So it's something that I tried to make so it's going to be easily expandable, but I don't know, we'll see. We'll have to see how it works out. But maybe a rune will be something that's we want to try out. I think that's what I have that on my list. A rune. Let's take a look. Full screen. Remove it. A rune. Yep. So let's try that on our docket. To do add chart. Add the rune chart. So part of the overlay adapter, I don't think there's anything here to do. chart data. So this will be another chart. Rune chart. Unplugged my mic for a second. Hopefully, I'm still talking. Yet I still have it. I still have my audio. Might have lost it for a second. But alright, so I think this is where we want to start adding it. Chart style, we'll eventually probably have to add in the chart style. So here, technical analysis overlay kind. So we'll have to add another item here. So the kind, these kinds. What order do we want to have it? Do we want to have it up here? Sure, so a rune. And it's just going to be a rune. False. It's probably good to look at our CryptoTA to see if it has a rune, which I think it does. I'm pretty sure it does. Here we go. Core indicators. A rune up indicator. Oh, there's a rune down indicator and the rune oscillator indicator. Maybe that's what we want. A rune oscillator indicator. Up. Down. Have I used any of the indicators before? I don't think so. Oh, I added my own zigzag indicator. So how am I using that as part of our technical analysis? Zigzag indicator? I guess it's not used. But we have it somewhere. Zigzag. Update zigzag. Oh, I did not add it. I just calculated it on my own. And we added, then I added, yeah. So usually, okay, so it's just a pass-in. That's how we use the indicator. So we'll go to all the pieces that need to be added. So we have our a rune. And what kind of inputs does it take? Probably we want to do both indicators. So a rune oscillator indicator, time series and time frame, so just time frame. A rune this dot time frame. Most time frames are 22. I'm going to look on what's the default for a rune. Time frame. Default is 14. So we'll change that to 14. and we'll just say var arrow data equals array list and entry. I think that's what we need. Dot clear. It's going to be all very similar to the volume bars. Private. Oh, it's not used, but volume. Update volume bar data. So fun update Arun data. So this dot Arun data dot clear. And it takes, oh, it just takes the time series. Arun oscillator indicator. Cached indicator. It's been a little while since I added a item. So now a zigzag indicator. Which one have we done? Abstract chimney line indicator. So EMA. Takes just indicator decimal. Close Python indicator. I'm just trying to remember how to do this. So just a time series. Okay, that's probably something very similar. Time series. and then the data. Oh, and that's how you add in. Ah, okay. Yeah, so what's happening is you calculate. I'm getting it. You calculate the indicator, and this is the data, and then you have to add it to like the graphing charts like this, loop through each one and adding it. So that's what we want to do. Where did I add in my Arun? So we take our Arun oscillator indicator, which has the down and up indicators, and we do the var Arun oscillator equals Arun oscillator indicator with the time series. So this would just be this dot time series and this dot time overlay time frame. Overlay that time frame. Okay. Yeah, I'm not sure if this overlay some kind of time frame. Let's see. Overlay dot kind dot Arun dot selected or not. Yeah. Time for there's overlay Arun dot time frame like that. There we go. And then we want to loop over our time series. And we want to add in there's Arun data, but really there's the Arun up indicator data, and there's Arun down indicator data. Down indicator data. So we need to fix that. Arun down indicator data clear. Arun down indicator clear. This dot Arun up indicator dot clear. And dot add. And we do an entry, and this would be j.float, and then the price, just like that, j.float. And then get value. Tree j.float. And then this will be Arun oscillator indicator dot get value. Well, this is going to return back a It doesn't have access to our down and up indicators, but it calculates them. Up. Maybe look at this. Let me turn on the full screen. Ooh, I'm gonna need to call it. I'll look at this up real quick. Alright, so this is two different ones. So so then we're going to add in another one called Arun oscillator. Arun up, down, and then Arun oscillator. What do you want to say? OSCI. LSCI. False. And Arun oscillator. Arun oscillator indicator data. Arun oscillator indicator data. Arun oscillator indicator. And there we go. And get value J. Dot get to float. Was that it? No, to int. Entry once and a Y float. J dot to int. And oh, that's already an integer. But we want to get the value dot to float, to double dot to float. There we go. But it's going to be oscillator data. There we go. Alright, so really what we have done here is, let's go to our to-do item. Oh, come on, where's our to-dos? To-do class, add a rune oscillator chart. And it's going to be based off of this down here. So that's going to be a interesting one, how we want to do. So it's a little bit different than our rune. Whoops. So a little bit different than our rune up and down ones, but we'll get there. And that will be interesting to do the filling in, but yeah. Alright, so I'm gonna have to call it for the day, but tomorrow we'll see if we can add in our rune oscillator chart and then maybe add in our rune up and down charts. And thank you all for joining, and until next time.